Hey guys, I'm Joe Gaither, the host of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. And usually you guys know me as talking sports, but I'm not going to be talking any sports today. I'm talking about the Northport Municipal Elections, and I'm here blessed to be joined by Woodrow Washington, your city councilman for District 2, running for re-election. You guys can vote on August 26th. I hope that everybody gets out in Northport and casts their votes on August 26th for city council and for mayor. We'll be talking to the mayor. You've already seen us talking to the District 1 hopefuls and the District 4 hopefuls. So we're trying to get through all the districts, and we're here with District 2 City Councilman Woodrow Washington. Woodrow, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Woodrow, we'll just start it kind of how I have with everybody else to ask you what your background is and what your relationship in Northport, and kind of just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, we'll do. Man, I have a lengthy background. I've done a lot in my time. My name is Woodrow Washington III. I'm 52 years old. I was born in California, Redwood City, California. We moved back. Well, my mom, we all moved back. I think I was about 4 or 5. And I've been here my whole life, 47 years. Raised on Bridge Avenue in Northport. Graduated from Tuscaloosa County High School. And also, right after high school, I went into the military. From 91 through 95, I served 4 years active in the United States Air Force. And from 95 to 2011, I served 16 years in the Air Force Reserve. And I retired in 2011 as a Master Sergeant in the Air Force. Even during my time in 1996, I got hired as a firefighter in the city of Tuscaloosa. I worked there for 20 years from 96 to 2016, made my way up through the ranks, the fire captain, and I retired in 2016, right about April, if I remember right. I'm also the owner of Archibald's. I'm the third generation owner. We've been in business for 63 years, and I'm at the wheels today. And like I said, I'm the third generation. We have a location. I run the location in Northport, where my grandparents started the business at, George and Betty, and also opened up a place in Birmingham. One of my real good friends, kind of like family, he runs the one in Tuscaloosa, Archibald's and Woodrow's. And I've been doing barbecuing my whole life, so I can't tell you how long I've been doing it, but it's in my blood. And I'm also me and my wife is the owner of New Life CRF, and I have group homes in the city of Northport. I take care of people with intellectual disability. So that's one of the few things that I do. And I used to run the Robert Hatson Community Center right down in Northport. A couple of years ago, we was fortunate enough to get the Boys and Girls Club back to Northport. And I turned the building back over to the city so they can offer it to the Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama. So now we have a Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama. But I had a nonprofit, Academics in Motion, and that nonprofit mainly was just like doing tutoring, after school tutoring, and we mixed with sports, coaching basketball, football. I don't know how long, probably 20, 30 years now. Since once I got out the military in 95, 96, I started coaching. So from 96 to now, I still coach baseball down at the Hatson Center baseball field, Tiger Field. And besides being a city councilman, community activist, prior to that, just been in the community working. Before I became a council member, I was working hard for for my community. And then I decided, to run. So I'm here today.
Well, first, thank you for your military service. Golly, what a sacrifice! I mean, I am not involved in that. I have a couple of family members that have been as well. But thank you for your service in that department and with the fire department. Absolutely, and you do serve some mean barbecue. I will say that I've enjoyed that as well. I'll ask you all these connections and all these really experiences. How would you say that they have served or influenced you as a city councilman thus far?
For me, for my life, it's been about service. When I was in the military, I served my country for 20 years. And as a firefighter, I served the community Tuscaloosa City, but we also ran mutual aid into Northport if needed, and also in the county. So serving the county, and as running my nonprofit, I serve the people of the West Alabama. Anybody who wanted or needed anything we was offering, they was welcome to it. So just having the heart for my community, the love for my city, and the want for the future generation has me lined up to do what I'm doing today. And I tell folks all the time, I'm running and working not for me. I'm working for the next 2, 3 generations behind us and their kids. And that's what we have to look at today. It's like, what will our kids want and need or would like to see and have in our great city?
So Woodrow, you were elected in 2020, correct? Or
Yes.
okay, perfect. So this is coming up to the end of your first term, and you're going for your second term. What would you say are some of your highlights or things that you're proud of that you helped that you really got going in your first term?
Man, it's a lot. We've done a lot. One of the biggest things for me was bringing the Boys and Girls Club back to Northport. I was raised in the Boys and Girls Club. It saved my life. It gave me a place to be when my mom was at work, dad was at work. I had a place and a family as a Boys and Girls Club member that I can go every evening that kind of kept me away from the other things that was going on in the neighborhood. So bringing the Boys and Girls Club back was a big highlight to me. Two, bringing focus to Northport. It was a big thing for me because once we provide services for our kids and the seniors, now we're providing a service for a community that wasn't served. And one of the things about Focus is they provide a lunch at a real reduced price. I want to say like $1.38 a plate.
I can afford that.
Yes. And it provides a place for the seniors to go and just socialize, get out the house. And some people might not have air conditioning or heat at their home, but from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, they have a place to go and just be around other folks and just communicate instead of being at the house with nobody there.
Yeah.
So just bringing focus back was a big thing. River Run Park is like the big thing for our kids, baseball, softball. And having that project here is going to provide a place for kids in Northport, Tuscaloosa, West Alabama to come and play competitive baseball and softball without having to spend the night in Huntsville or down in Mobile in Georgia. So they have a place that they can come and teams can compete that really couldn't afford to travel. So now you come to Northport, just a mile away from your house, you can walk to the fields. So just by having that in Northport, it's going to provide a lot of good things for our community, our parents, our grandparents, the kids to be competitive. Uh, some other thing is we've been able to give the school system every year $350,000. And some would say that's not a lot, but as a principal, I've been told, talking to the principals, that $35,000 and that kind of high 90,000 goes a long way. That's like, it's kind of like a grant system. They tell us what they want, and the only thing they have to do is do what they say they're gonna do. If it's buying radios for safety, computers, uh, iPads, or anything technology, just whatever they're trying to do for their kids, and that's what they're able to do with it. So just being able to give that every year is a big thing. And a lot of road projects, we're doing a lot of road projects, the Martin Luther King project. One of the big things out there, Woodrow, you didn't start that project. I know I didn't start that project. I've only been on the council since 2020. That project, and I acknowledge every council member that had their hands in that project. Robert Thomas was the councilman who had his hand in it. Lorenzo Freeman, in District 2 councilman, had his hands in it. President Jay Logan, who had his hand in it. and Councilman Woodrow Washington, who had his hand in it. At no time have I ever said that was my project. I started it. Now, when I got in office in 2020, I put the gas on it. I started pressing buttons. I started asking questions. I started wondering why this project haven't started. Myself, including the other council, including the mayor, Dr. John Hinton, we was pressing, asking, when, why. And I'm fortunate enough that it's happened under my watch, you know. But Congresswoman Sewell is brought the money to the city. And all the other elected officials that I just named rode it on and as much as they can. It was a lot of turbulence in there, you know, because at one point they was trying to take out almost 20 to 30 houses through that community. And at the time, the councilman that's sitting there didn't want that to happen. So he decided to do what he wanted to do and make sure that they didn't destroy a whole community. And now we're down to the beautification of Martin Luther King. It's going to be one of the nicest streets in Northport, the safest streets. When I was walking those streets, it was a dangerous street, but I felt like we knew how to walk streets when we was walking. You know,
You didn't have a phone in your hand.
No anything. We was watching traffic, and you know, but now kids gonna be able to walk on both sides of the roads with sidewalks. Gonna have new paving from Snow Mills Avenue to Bridge Avenue, and at some point in the next couple of years, prayerfully, Bridge Avenue is gonna be redone. And they have sidewalks from Bridge Avenue all the way down to downtown Northport. And the Fifth Street project is in the making. You'll be able to walk from Snow Mills down Martin Luther King, down Bridge Avenue, around the backside of the City Cafe and the restaurants down there, Billy's, and down to the baseball field, down to the farmers market, and down to Vandergraaf Park. I always say that name wrong. I mean, our biggest thing was connecting the community. And I pressed hard about District 2 being able to walk from one end to the other. And with the city staff that's there now, Miss Glenda Webb, city administrator, deputy city administrator, Miss Tara Tubbs, and engineer, and the entire city staff, they brought different grants and monies to Northport that Northport has never seen, and giving us the opportunity to do bigger things and more things. So having that coming through my district, our district, is big for me. That's a big accomplishment, and everything is not set and started yet, but it is going on the right track.
I'm gonna do one thing real quick. I'm gonna spin this that way. Do it like that.
Good deal.
If that's all right. Yeah, perfect. I think we picked all of that up, but this will make it even clearer. Okay. And you just talked about a lot of things that you've done over the last handful of years, or been involved in the last handful of years. What do you think currently is maybe some of the challenges that District 2 is facing? Well, Northport as a whole, but your district, District 2, is facing going into the next the next term.
You know, in the past, District 2 has always been shorted in infrastructure and in the projects. I want personally, I'm trying to get everything for District 2. You know, I'm greedy Gretchen. I want everything. But District 2 is an older neighborhood, older area, but a rich area because we serve the downtown area, we serve the river, we go all the way to Lowe's, and we have every housing project in the city of Northport. But we have homes, uh, middle class, you know, upper class. So, but it's like a mix of everybody. I love my district so much, man. I was walking through a neighborhood, and that neighborhood felt like you were just plucked out of a TVC. You know, people was walking around, kids was playing on the sidewalks in cul-de-sacs, parents was talking to one another, and I was like, dang, this feel like I'm on TV. And I'm out knocking on doors, talking to folks, and that right there was like, this is what it's about. This is what I want for District 2, from one end to the other, that we're all working together, talking, raising our kids together, being that village that we need in our world today. I mean, it's some trying times, and this is a time that we have to look out for one another, watch out for our kids, watch out for your neighbors' kids, watch out for the seniors in your neighborhood, and uplift the homeless. You know, anybody that's out on the streets that don't have air, just people who can't afford to cut their grass, help them out. But that is the need for District Two. Is just continue to develop District Two, um, bring more things into District Two, and make sure the grass is cut, make sure the streets are clean. You know, just having everything done that need to be done at all times. Our services are rendered like they should be equally across the city. Not saying they're not, but my job is to make sure that they are. So
We're talking to Woodrow Washington, candidate for re-election for District 2. Reminder, you can vote on August 26th for city council and for mayor. You talked about developing District 2 and developing Northport as a whole. One of the big developments that is on the horizon is University Beach, and it's kind of the main issue that's kind of gone on with this election. I'd just like to ask you, as I live in District 1, but I'm not plugged in until the last maybe 6 months or so. What is the project at University? Where does it stand at the moment? And how did it come to the city council? You were a part of the city council that voted it through. And just what do we not know about University Beach? I'd just like to get you opened up, kind of talking about what you'd like to how you'd like to get into the topic.
you know, for me, I love talking about it because when I knock on doors, I ask people, "What do you think? Tell me what you think about it," and I ask them why. Once again, my comment earlier was my decisions has always been made, not the 52-year-old Woodrow Washington. It's the third, fourth generations behind us, our kids, and their kids. So for me, the funny part is, and everybody who know me knows this, if it was up to me, it would have been in District 2, period. You know, but it wasn't up to me. It wasn't my end choice. So having that development is going to bring things that everybody's asked for. You know, I've seen it and listened and heard. We need more houses, period. I mean, it's a shortage of houses. Two, shops, restaurants, entertainment. Um, the water park feature is going to be there. You know, it's going to be there, but it's like a water park on steroids. But it's going to bring the entertainment piece. Me as a citizen of Northport, I spend more money in Tuscaloosa than I do Northport. You know, I try my best to shop and eat, and I purchase my groceries here. I buy my gas here, but to shop, you have to go to Tuscaloosa to shop for your clothes. You have to go to Tuscaloosa. I mean, I visit the local restaurants. I think, but I've been up there 3 or 4 times because I'm just trying to try different stuff, and I love the establishment. I go to Billy's 5, 6, 7 times a month or better. City Cafe all the time. You
Can't
know,
stay away from there.
right? I was just there yesterday. I mean, I visit local restaurants. That's all we do is eat out. But when we go out, a lot of times we're spending more time in Tuscaloosa. So we have to bring things to Northport because I love not crossing the water. I worked over there for 20 years. I love the city of Tuscaloosa. It has my heart because I served Tuscaloosa for 20 years. And I know the needs over there as well. But Northport is my home. And I know to bring things to Northport, it brings revenue. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do when I first came in office, I was going to fight for no taxes on groceries, hard no taxes on groceries. But you get here and see the finances of the city, the majority of the revenue is from groceries. So you come and kick the legs from underneath your city by cutting groceries, but it's so many people that need the zero taxes on groceries. So I'm prayerful that moving forward, we bring more different revenue sources in. I would be able to fight for the no taxes. It's not dead in my world, but I know just seeing how the money flows through Northport, the majority of the sales tax is coming from groceries. So until we can replace those sales taxes with some other form of revenue, you can't cut your sales taxes on groceries. But that's one of the things that I feel like that development is going to bring. It's going to bring the restaurants. It's going to bring the shopping. It's going to bring the entertainment piece. It's going to bring more houses. Some say it's not affordable. Apparently, it's affordable for somebody. You know, everybody cannot afford a $600,000-$700,000 house, 800,000. But I know plenty of people in District 2 that can't afford a $90,000 house, a $200,000 house. So the means are there for who can afford it. My goal was to increase the value of my district. Houses was decreasing in value in District 2 when I was in office. And to me, if you're decreasing the value, that means you're trying to take over that part of town for you can sell at a low price. And people, if a person had to sell a house at the time in 2020 for $80,000, you cannot go and buy a house nowhere for $80,000. So my goal was to turn the value of District 2 around. And when I say District 2, this is the older part of District 2, not the newer part. You know, the new part of District 2 houses are valued at 300,000. But the old Northport District 2 houses was valued at 60, 70, 80,000. And now, from the day I started getting on code enforcement. Like, hey, this grass need cut here. For 5 years, I pestered and worked to make sure that Public Works cut the right of ways in District 2. Property owners cut their grass, you know, removing cars out of yards that's been sitting there for years. And these complaints that come to me, so when you bring a complaint, I have to address it. But for the past 5 years, that's what I've been doing. And I love doing it. People, I heard somebody say, oh, you don't have time to be a city councilman. Yes, I do. I have plenty of time. I'm my own boss, or I'm a made person myself. I've worked 4 jobs my whole life, you know, when I got out the military. Full-time jobs almost. And to this day I work 3. And the council job is not a job to me, you know. Uh the council's paid $700 and I'm not complaining. But what I say is not a job to me is it's a service to the community for me. You know, they give us a stipend to serve the community. You know, they give us a $700 stipend, and I appreciate it to serve the community. I don't need kickbacks. I'm not looking for kickbacks. You know, my thing is I can support myself and my community because half the day I'm driving around Northport. I see a lot. I call in all day long. But back to your question, that development would bring what everybody's been asking for, you know. And I know everybody's not happy, but for me, I had to deal with District 2. And I would say this on your show, nobody out of District 2 came to me with a concern about University Beach. And I'm saying this wholeheartedly. If anybody can say they came to me, I would love for them to come to me today and tell me they said it. I'm normally in the council chamber early before the meeting, and I'm the last one to leave out of City Hall because I want people to come talk to me. I want people to tell me their concerns, ask me questions. You know, I've asked people questions before they ask me because I want people to talk to me.
That's exactly where a great place to lead into, because everything, you know, like I said, very early, I haven't really gone very deep in this, but everything that I read is, well, they didn't listen to us. They're not listening to the people. And then I read about a suspension of rules to get approval the next day. So I'll just ask you, how is the best? What is your response to people that say, "Oh, they didn't," and then to people that say, "Well, y'all suspended the rules to get this thing through." One, why did the rule suspended? Because I have no idea. And two, what is your response to people that say, "Well, they're not listening to the people"? You sort of already did respond to it, but just kind of elaborate on that.
Well, for me, you know, suspending the rules was to go ahead and call a vote, you know, to move it forward.
Yeah.
I was for the project, you know, I was for the water park. and I was for the shopping. I was for the development, in the city. Shucks, I honestly thought everybody was going to be flipping behind the project. I just know when I got out the military, it was nothing in Northport to hold me here.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved back, the only thing that held me was family.
Yeah.
Coming home to my family. It wasn't the city. It was absolutely nothing to do with Northport and Tuscaloosa at the time in 1995. But having these projects is going to bring people to Northport. Alabama football, Nick Saban was one of the best things that could have happened by our football team becoming the best in the nation. And it brought people to Northport. But for
That's
me,
the reason I came to school.
right, Alabama football. So I am a listener. I am approachable, and people have my number to call, and I sit there wait for people to talk to me. If you're in District 2, you're gonna know that you can talk to me. And the ones who choose not to, that's a choice. And I worked at the fire department for 20 years. So firemen are crazy. We had to deal with crazy things and firemen alone. So my skin is tough. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind people having that conversation with me. But have it with me. That's all it takes. I mean, call me, have it with me. People say, "Oh, you always want to talk to people on the phone." I do. I don't do a lot of texting and on Facebook and hard. I don't do all that writing and stuff because people coming right behind you, throwing rocks and stones and everything at you. My bad, Zach. The stone thing. Sorry, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if you have a question for me, I talk to people. I don't text a lot. I don't do that. I mean, if you to me to be you supposed to look a person in the face, just talk to them. I hear your voice. You see my facial expression. You can see my body movement. If I'm lying to you, you should. Yeah. I mean, a text message, I can text you all day and be laughing the whole time. I feel like the old school way of communication need to be back. And people are not going to push me away from the old school communication. Worst case, I'm gonna talk to you on the phone. You can hear my voice. I can hear your voice, and I can hear your concerns through your voice. Yeah. So
I'll back you up on that. This whole thing was pretty much set up over the phone. I texted you, got a phone call, and so I'll back you up on that for sure.
I appreciate it, man. I hate texting.
Well, it takes you're either a texter or you're not, and most I think there's value in a phone call for sure. Well, let's keep it moving here with University Beach. One of the big kind of attractions is economic development. So not just setting University Beach aside, what are some of the ways that Northport as a whole can draw economic development, can bring businesses in? And you see online, I'd like X business, Y business, Z business. If you had it your way, what does Northport need to grow responsibly? What types of businesses, or maybe something specific? Well, what are your thoughts on economic development as a whole, and what would you like to see attracted to Northport?
Man, what I learned was when you find a need, then you find a growing business. I love the entrepreneurs personally. I love the small business world. And I've always wanted to help anybody who's in a small business. One of the push I had was just trying to do things for small business, but it's only so much you can do. And if it's things that people think that we can do, man, shoot me a text or call me and put it in my ear for I can address it.
Sure.
But economic development, we need people coming to Northport to do business. We need people to open up restaurants. We need people to open up the big package stores like the Costco's, the Walmarts, the Lowe's, the Home Depots. We need those stores in Northport. Northport is big enough. Besides Northport and Tuscaloosa, we cover West Alabama. To me, from Columbus over, and then from Sumter down back up, so people would come from Fayette down, Winfield down. People would come this way to purchase things, So I'm not part of the economic development team or the retail team,
Sure.
but just reaching out to different business to try to get them here. And then a lot of business come and look at the website, and I'm pretty sure they go to social media and get the feel of the city. And I'm thinking that they make their decisions from that. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, and I'm really speaking off of what I really know about economic development. I'm just, if I can approach somebody, I do. But my big push is small business, new entrepreneurs, the barber shops, the beauty shops, the nail shops, the different ones of services that, to me, you get enough of them in town, lawn service, lawn equipment, selling, anything is a need, you're going to turn revenue. It might take a little bit longer. It's not going to be the Lowe's and the Walmart money, but a lot of small business put into the pot up, and then you provide services to the whole city and the surrounding area. So just continue to just encourage folks to be their own bosses. And with all the new things coming, the baseball coming, so you're gonna need people security, you're gonna need people cleaning, you're gonna need people lawn service, and development gonna build around that. Hotel gonna come as well. So people gonna come and work and build around that.
Just one more question with the economic development, but turning it to existing businesses. What is the way that city council supports existing businesses? Maybe because I don't have a clue. And what are the ways that they would like to continue or grow in that area, supporting existing businesses in Northport?
For me, I've always felt like we should shop within. No matter what, we should shop within. I know it's bid laws and things like that I'm not familiar with 100%, but if we can spend money in Northport, you spend money in Northport.
Mhm.
We only have so many furniture stores and different things. We have to go out and shop different places. But as a city, especially government, if you're doing a catering gig, you need to find a caterer in Northport. If we're buying lawn equipment for city shop, whatever rules we have to follow, we follow them. But if we can tip and purchase things from the lawns equipment sellers here, we need to buy from them, you know, service work from them, or any services that we can get inside our own community. We need to do that. Being on the council, the city can't purchase barbecue from me because it's a conflict.
Right.
And I'm good with that. I've given away more to the city because I want to provide that to the employees. I've done it for the employees and things like that. But I'm okay on my side because I chose to be in this seat. So I know the difficulty of them trying to buy from me, and I don't want them to, and I don't want to break the rules there. But anything else that we're doing, we need to shop in Northport 100%. The facade grant program, it was new and they tweaking it and trying to get money to small business to improve their business, the look of their business. And that, but I think mainly is that we spend money in Northport as much as we can, and we turn that circle and keep the money flowing, promote our small business, as much as we can. So
We're talking to Woodrow Washington. He's candidate for re-election for city council in District 2. You guys can all vote August 26th. I encourage you all to find your vote, your locations and cast your votes August 26th. I just got one more main topic, and then I'll let you kind of take it wherever you like to, and that's education. You already addressed giving $350,000 to the school systems, and with all of these interviews I've done, I've acknowledged the complications between Northport doesn't have a city, doesn't have a school system. It's all Tuscaloosa City and Tuscaloosa County. They're in charge of the 10 schools that are in Northport. What are ways that you hear from your constituents, or ideas that that you have to either raise that $350,000 number or do something different to help the schools just in general? You hear all the time, we got to do more for the kids, more for education, and maybe people don't know the complicated nature of kind of the governing bodies of each school. So when you hear we got to do more for education, where does your mind go?
to me, that's like tough on my heart. I promise you. As County District 2, I've served Matthews Elementary, Crestmont, Riverside, and Eccles now is the only middle school in the city. So I consider that in my area as well. Uh, but not in my district. Flatwood Elementary, Huntington, Vestavia. But going back to District 2, Riverside, Collins Riverside, my mother graduated the last high school graduating class at the same school my grandson went to intermediate school in, fifth and sixth.
That's cool. It's cool. Really cool.
Yes. But it's also bad because that means they're in the same building as my mom. She was born in 52, if I'm right. So for that school to be there that long, her being the last graduating there. So we need more buildings built for our kids. You know, to me, the school, the teachers, the curriculum, the system itself is fine. I don't hear a lot of concerns about the lesson. The problem that I have personally from just being here is that our kids in District 2, District 1 down in this area is going to the oldest schools in the county. And that's not cool to me. We work with the county. I hear people say, "Y'all, we need to build a relationship with the county school boards." We have relationships. I'm sorry. I have friends on the board. We talk. We have a relationship with people. That right there is not true. But they can only do so much with 10 millage. You know, the 10 millage across the board for the county school is terrible. That is the minimum state required millage. To have a school system, you at least have to have 10. And that is poor. Thoughts, knowing that our kids in Northport and in the county of Tuscaloosa is working off, the school board is working off that amount of money. It hurts me knowing that people are not up in arms for our kids. You know, people don't want to talk about the school system. Hey, that's a whole nother thing. What I want to talk about is we need to do better by our kids and grandkids and their kids. They deserve, especially in my district, I'm speaking District 2 now, we deserve better school buildings. We deserve better eh, way of walking through the schools and our kids' technology. I mean, like I said, the curriculum is good. The administrators are great. We have great teachers, but we have terrible buildings, facilities. And if I had a choice, I would build 4 new schools, and all of them continue to sit in District 2 because I want everything in District 2. Because I believe when you build a school and you keep it in your district, it helps growth of that area. Once you remove that school from that area, it just become business or whatever. But schools bring houses and bring families. So I would want a school built to stay in District 2. You know, Matthews, Riverside, Crestmont as well. But I just feel like we have to do better, not just the city, me as a property owner, you as a property owner, everybody in the city as property owners. We got to figure out how in the world we gonna raise that millage. You know, the county tried last time and it didn't work, but I think we have to give them more resources. If we don't have a school system, it's cool. You know, I understand people don't want higher taxes, so I get it. But we have to figure out a way of providing more funds to the Tuscaloosa County school system. And that's the way we help our kids, especially schools. That's the way we help our kids. So I'm passionate about the schools, I promise you. And it's nothing the council can physically go do. They have their own school boards. They make their own decisions. They don't work under us. So it's nothing that I can do as a council person to make them do anything. But we have relationships with them. Our relationships are not burnt with the county commissioners. It's not burnt with Tuscaloosa. It's not burnt with the school system. It's not. Uh, you know, when Tuscaloosa needed the water turned on for the airport, we all agreed to advance that to keep the progress going. The county, the city, Northport, we all working together on projects today. So it's not as bad as some try to make it as gloomy as it is. It's not. So
The last question I have on my list is one I've asked everybody, and we see your nice sign here. Who are some of the people that are helping to make your campaign possible? Some of your donors. I'm not talking about Sally Smith giving $5 here and there, but if you have any major donations, who are some of the people that are helping making your campaign possible?
right now, last time when I ran my own campaign. I funded my own campaign. As of today, I'm funding my own campaign. I haven't paid a bill yet. Only thing I purchase is signs, and they haven't billed me yet. Thank God. But I'm reaching out to people to help pay for it. I refuse to, and I will, to use my savings again. So I have people donating. I have people who's committing to donate. So I'm waiting on the checks to come, and when they do come, they come. If they don't come, we still working. I don't plan on spending $10,000 on no election. I don't plan on it. We have what, see, 19 more days.
Yeah, short time, about 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. Yeah.
So, you know, my goal is to fund it today, and continue working. I'm not worried because I'm doing just door knocking and signs. I haven't ran any commercials yet. I don't know if I am or if I will. This show is free.
Absolutely. No charge. Absolutely.
So opportunities like that is what helps. But just really talking to folks, calling folks, communicating, and hearing folks. Once again, I've been an ear since 20, and I'm gonna continue to be an ear, because people sometimes just want to talk, and my ear is there for them, and I'm willing to sit and talk with you about any concerns. If District 1, 2, whatever, if I can address, go 1 and 2 sit side by side. So it's important District 1
That's where I live.
Successful as well, because we border each other. So if a road not done in District 1, that means some of them not done in District 2. So just working with President Bobo, making sure that the needed area is taken care of, that's been overlooked or not really looked at for years. So, but other than that, we're just gonna keep pushing and keep working.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, and as I said on the outset, I'm not an expert. So, is there anything that you think that, oh, I wish you would ask me this, or because I want to speak about that? I'll leave you just a wide open space to kind of address any issues that District 2 faces, Northport faces, maybe anything you've heard online, really whatever you would like to address. If I've missed some things.
Man, just know I'm going to continue to work hard for District 2. I'm going to continue to push for infrastructure, but what people don't know is, some do, that we have River Run Park, and it's going to be great. It's going to serve baseball, softball, but the majority of kids in city of Northport, everybody don't play baseball and softball. So what's for the?
I couldn't hit, so I was a base runner.
Right.
That's all I had.
It was too hot for me. But we have another project that somebody's set to build, and that's an indoor facility, and it's not coming out the ground yet. And man, I've been working hard to get this project moving, and it's a group of developers or investors. Remove developers, investors, because it's like just local people, and they're getting together to build possibly a 67,000 square feet indoor facility that's going to sit in the heart of District 2 down at River Run Park. And this is going to cover the rest of the kids, the rest of the community. Remember, we're doing baseball and softball. Good deal. But this is going to have 8 to 10 basketball courts, 4 courts, and that's going to serve the AAU style tournaments. So kids don't have to travel to go play ball. Any hard surface, you can have cheer, you can have dance, you can have anything that required a hard surface, anything, cheer. I said that thing, dance, and I believe pickleball and all that good stuff. And on the other side, they're gonna have football, indoor football for 7-on-7, possibly soccer, I'm assuming, and flag football. So now we're serving the entire community, all our kids. But that's one of the projects, man, that I pray it don't fall back. So I'm gonna continue to push forward. I feel like the investors, the local investors, are full speed ahead on it, and hopefully it'll be coming out soon. And I'm not just saying this because we campaign and stuff like this. I'm just telling you what's coming
Mhm.
and what's been worked on and what's needed. Also, bass fishing. We're working on that. Down there off on the dam side over there, it's the city staff is trying to create that atmosphere as well. And everybody know about the hotel possibly down there. But I think we just got to make sure. My goal has always been including everybody, not just a certain group of kids or a certain group of people. Include everybody into this. And I know the indoor facility is gonna be great, man. It's everybody love basketball, volleyball, cheer, dance. Everybody loved it. Volleyball is what I was missing.
Yeah.
I had one more I couldn't think of it, but volleyball as well. All that is big, and a lot of our kids throughout this whole city play those sports, and that's coming. That's coming. Fifth Street is coming. I know people say Fifth Street need to get this and Fifth Street need to get that. Look, Fifth Street is coming. Sidewalks, new paving, lighting is coming. Traffic circles too. People complain about traffic circles, but
They're not that hard.
nah.
Just look to the right.
and keep it moving. Main Avenue is coming. I mean, Fifth Street, Main Avenue, the head of 82 and 43 and Main Avenue is going to get work. People are going to be complaining because it's construction, but it's cool. And preferably Bridge Avenue is coming, from Fifth Street up to Martin Luther King. I mean, all those projects are coming. And our goal collectively is to make sure that across the city, District 3, District 4, District 5, put parks out there. Everybody need green spaces. Anybody come with a plan, I'm all for it. Putting parks anywhere. That was my big thing when I got elected. We need parks. We have a Tiger Park coming. It was a project started last. Jay started it, and it was the O.S. Harvey project. Now it's the Riverside Tigers Park. We're working with DCH. They donated 4 acres of land right off 20th and Martin Luther King. It's going to be in a spot that I feel like everybody is good with driving to. It's just going to be nice. The basketball courses are relocated there. It'll have pavilions for people can have parties at no charge. It's not a rental thing. It's, to me, I think first come, first serve. It's just a place that family can get outside and be with one another and just enjoy them and the outside. Get these kids off these video games and off these phones, hopefully. But those are the things coming, I know, for District 2. And we're going to continue pushing. So.
Well, Woodrow, I really appreciate your time. You guys can all get out to the polls as the election is August 26th. Woodrow Washington's joined me, candidate for re-election in District 2. Woodrow, I'll leave you the last word if you want to speak to the camera, and then we'll get out of here.
Man, I've heard you ask questions to the other ones. Say something nice about.
Oh, yes, I should have. Oh, yes, you got Zach Stone to say something nice about and Orlando Edwards. So please, we'll open it up with Zach Stone and Orlando Edwards.
Man, I feel like I don't know them well. I know Orlando. He grew up in the same neighborhood. Zach Stone and Orlando, they have to have compassion for our city to run. To deal with this, first of all, this heat of campaigning during the summer, but just what you're going to have to deal with once you sit in that seat. So you got to have a compassion for this city to do that. So I'm pretty sure they have a compassion for this city and a heart to serve. So, and to me, that's like what it takes, to sit in this seat, but you have to serve the entire community, and everybody who runs just know you have to serve the entire community and work for everybody and love everybody and make sure you take care of everybody in your district hard. But saying something nice, the compassion for the city, period. I mean, that's that's given to put your name on a doggone ballot. You got to have a compassion to take the kicking in the chest, the stab it in the back. You have to have a compassion for the city. So, yeah, I was waiting on that.
I should have. It's all in my notes, but I haven't really been looking over there because
you're
we've been having a
good.
good conversation. Thank you for reminding me that because I want to ask everybody, about their competitors just a little bit. Woodrow, thank you so much for joining me.
Sorry it took so long.
Oh
to get to this
no,
point.
I got all afternoon. My next appointment is at 6, so we're all good.
Man, did I beat the record? I was supposed to not stay here long. Did that work?
Barely. I think you did.
I'm cool though, man. I appreciate the time, the opportunity. Love your voice, man. I'm sitting here like he got a heck of a voice. I need that voice.
Well, we can do a commercial for down the line. So we'll work something out.
Archibalds, baby.
There you go. Hey, you get some good barbecue right there.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time,
Yes,
and
sir.
make sure, please, everybody, get out August 26th. Make your voices known. Find your polling locations and vote. They're the next city council and the next mayor on August 26th.